Hi there, Yorktown. Supervisor Matt Slater coming to you live once again from my dining room. Today is April 4th, providing you with a new update regarding COVID-19. We did receive some new data today. So the number now for the town of Yorktown is 154 confirmed cases that we are aware of. There are roughly 7,000 cases that are positive that have not been identified by municipality. But at this point in time, the number we have for the town of Yorktown of confirmed COVID-19 cases is 154. The new totals for Westchester County is now 13,081, which is an increase of 730 people. And New York State is now at 113,704 confirmed cases, which is an increase of 10,841. The percentage results remain relatively the same. Total percentage of testing positive is about 40.1% statewide. Again, that's 40.1% who are test positive. That's statewide. In Westchester County, that number is less. That number is 30.9% of those tested are testing positive. I said yesterday that we had our first Yorktown resident fall victim to COVID-19. It's been brought to my attention that we have now at least two Yorktown residents have fallen victim to COVID-19. To be clear, the town is not notified. There's no official notification given to the town about the number of neighbors, residents of Yorktown, who unfortunately do die because of this virus. But we have ascertained and confirmed that we now have at least two individuals. The death toll overall is frankly staggering. We now have surpassed statewide, we've surpassed the 9/11 death toll. So the virus has now killed more people than we lost on 9/11. Total deaths in New York State is now, the latest count is 3,565 people. Earlier today, in conjunction with County Executive George Latimer in Westchester County, I ordered all flags at town buildings to be lowered to half-staff, and that's to pay tribute to those in our community who we have lost to COVID-19. And again, our heartfelt sympathy and wishes go to the families of the victims as they continue to cope and struggle with a new reality. I said yesterday, and I just want to reemphasize it again. This is the one obviously something I was not expecting taking office on January 1st is dealing with people in our community unfortunately losing their lives to a pandemic. All I can say again, and I just reemphasize this consistently, and I hope people take it to heart. Now is a time for compassion. Now is a time for understanding, and now is a time for us to be true neighbors. And I know that's exactly what Yorktown is about. I grew up here. I know the Yorktown values. That is what we stand for. And so now more than ever, our neighbors need each other, our friends and our family, they need each other to get through this. And we're hoping that apex that the governor continues to talk about will be here by hopefully the next week or two. It's a good news and a bad news situation. The good news is we get through it faster. The bad news is the numbers are going to continue to go up. And I fear, frankly, losing more of our neighbors. But I think that is unfortunately a realistic point that we have to, frankly, expect at this point in time. Just a couple of additional updates. I did actually participate in a telehealth demonstration. Telehealth, for those who don't know, that's how doctors are now actually taking patients. We're seeing a lot of much greater use in technology, in modern day technology, especially through teleconferencing. It's exactly what it is. You're able to go into a virtual waiting room, put in all of your information, and then a doctor appears on your screen, whether your phone or your computer, and they're able to walk through your symptoms and provide a diagnosis and prescribe next steps moving forward. It was very interesting. I think one of the fun ways of describing it is a doc in a box, because you're looking at a screen with somebody on there. But I did participate in it. I thought it went very well. I thought that the doctor was able to properly and professionally articulate a diagnosis that we were demoing. So just be aware that if you do need to see your healthcare provider, a lot of them are now transitioning to these telehealth components, which is just keeping the doctors and our healthcare professionals safe, as well as you from going into a waiting room and potentially being confronted with a COVID-19 situation. I also want to, again, reemphasize our taxes, tax bills. I know this is the last thing on everyone's mind. It's the last thing on my mind as well, to be completely honest. But it's tax bills were sent. The deadline is still April 30th. That is set by law. We do not have the power to extend that deadline. We do not have the power to waive fees. We do not have the power to waive penalties for late payments. We are working diligently with our partners in government, with our partners on the county level, with our partners on the state level. I'm also engaged in a number of conversations with my fellow supervisors of the towns of Westchester, because it only applies to the towns of Westchester. But at this point in time, April 30th remains the deadline. So if you are able to pay your taxes, I strongly urge you to do so. Also, as a reminder, Monday is we're going to be having a planning board work session on Monday. We're going to be doing that using a Zoom platform. It's going to be our first trial run in virtual meetings. We have seen great success with this in neighboring communities, and so we are hoping that this will be our first step in that direction, because we do want to make sure that we continue to make sure the wheels of government continue to function. So the planning board will be holding a work session Monday using the Zoom platform. Again, our organic yard, I want to thank our highway superintendent, Dave Paganelli, and his great staff for the organic yard that remains open on Greenwood Street. We had over 100 people today show up to the organic yard. There was social distancing that was practiced for everyone involved, but that was it's a great feature here in our town. And again, I want to thank the highway superintendent for making sure that continues. Just a couple of other items. As a reminder, the Alliance for Safe Kids have put together a tremendous resource guide. First off, they've put a resource guide together for our entire community, but it's a COVID-19 specific resource guide, and they continue to update that as information becomes available. It's right on our town website, yorktownny.org. And you click on the COVID-19 updates, and you can utilize their resource guide, because there's a lot of information, and we try our best to be an information hub for the public and for our residents, and try to help guide people through this unprecedented situation. And so again, my hat's off to Alliance for Safe Kids for another innovative way of providing information that is very specific. It's categorized, anything from seniors to mental health support, to substance abuse support, and anything in between. You can find that right on our website. And again, my thanks to Alliance for Safe Kids. Again, Tuesday, County Executive George Latimer is going to be joining me as we brief the community. He's been a tremendous partner for the town of Yorktown. I really want to thank him for his leadership. He's done an absolutely tremendous job. There's no playbook for a pandemic. This isn't a snowstorm. This is something that no government has dealt with. And I think he's just been absolutely fantastic. And so he's going to be joining me Tuesday evening at 6:45. I'll be in the town boardroom. He'll be conferencing in via Zoom. And on Thursday, Dr. Michael Ford from the Hudson Valley Hospital Center will be providing an update from the hospital and be able to provide some tips for folks as we continue to climb towards that apex and get closer and closer to that apex. Lastly, town hall staff are returning on Monday. Very limited, very select staff. We're only going to be having at most one person per department report back. It's just to ensure, again, that any of those questions that our constituents might have are being answered and tackled, from our building department to the tax receiver's office, anything and everything in between. So again, our town government continues to function for you, the taxpayer, and you can see again our highway department continues to work, water, parks, refuse and recycling, and we continue to deliver those essential services to all of you, the residents of Yorktown. And with that being said, I just want to once again reemphasize, your choices matter. I know it was a nice day outside. It's amazing how many eyes I have around town now. Whether you're potentially having a volleyball game out on your front lawn, or you're littering in the BJ's parking lot, I want to commend those who are being socially responsible and adhering to the parameters that we continue to emphasize, the social distancing, the urging of wearing the cloth mask if you're out, or gloves if you're out in public, if you have to go to the grocery store, if you have to go to the pharmacy. But again, it's also refreshing to see so many people adhere to the parameters we're putting in place. Our active parks remain closed. We have not had very many, if any, reports of people violating that. Our passive parks remain open. I was hiking in T-Town today with my kids, and there were a few people there. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. Enjoyed our hike around the lake, and those who were there were properly adhering to social distancing and being very respectful. As a reminder, littering is against the law. So if you are littering, and our code enforcement is out in full force, our police are out in full force, if you are littering and you are caught, there is a hefty fine. And we intend to enforce that fully, to make sure that no one is discarding any gloves or masks. And frankly, I've said it before, it's just disgusting that they should be properly discarded either in the trash or brought back into your car and properly discarded at your homes. So again, your choices matter, social responsibility matters. We're in this together. This town's done a great job. We still have a bit more to go until we reach that apex. And again, just to reemphasize the importance of being compassionate neighbors during this incredibly challenging time. Lastly, again, my heartfelt sympathy to all those in town who have lost a loved one to COVID-19, to this coronavirus. They will not just be a number. We will remember them. We will celebrate them. And we will make sure that Yorktown continues to be a model community when it comes to combating COVID-19 and this unprecedented situation. So again, our number today is a 154 for the town of Yorktown. Our death toll is at least 2. And as I've committed to before, and I'll commit to it again, any new verified information I will provide to you, the public. So stay safe, stay healthy, make the right decisions, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.